How's your month going?
I'm not seeing any update on the chat here. Is it showing up?
I mean, they need like 30 seconds to see us at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that little thing is it saying.
Because we are broadcasting from the past.
Hello, people.
To the future.
So yeah, let us know how this is.
Chat shows up. Can you read it?
Can you read the chat that's being recorded on screen?
What is it like to be in the future?
Okay, sounds like it's good. Oh, that was a pain.
Okay.
So yeah, it should be more
Everyone can read the
consistent,
chat.
but more
Okay,
so
it's
overall.
legible.
So
Cool.
this game does not need 480p.
Okay. Wait.
Yeah, we need like a technical difficulties image of like
Go
Miguel
loud.
like.
Yeah. It is imperceptibly better here in the future. Oh god, that's so
No,
annoying.
we're in the future. You're in the past.
We tone down the volume a little bit on.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like that.
I've been repeatedly turning it down, but
Okay, now I can open.
Yes.
But I explored. I explored this and then went down, and then
Yeah.
I'm remembering this now. Yeah, I love that way of.
Yeah, there's sort of a
blocking that.
gate. It's like it's mechanical. It's not like a red beam to open a red door.
And it's emergent. Like it's just a function of the way things move in space, not some sort of scripted thing. Like already this is showing itself to be kind of smarter than traditional Metroids are about.
Yeah. Also, the thing that makes me think of Contra really is the fact that I'm actually, well, maybe you're doing a little better than I was, but I really had to try very hard to do these early sections.
I
because
played a lot more Contra at friends' houses
Nice.
than I did Metroid.
Your health is very low. These enemies are relentless, and you usually can't just power through them. So like early on, later on you get more health, you get more different weapons, and you lose that. But like, I still have really fond memories of this very early bit of the game where it was just sort of like you were really having to fight for every meter.
But I mean, its continuous system is also very forgiving.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
I mean,
that
it's-
combination.
yeah,
It can be,
exactly.
like,
It was very hard, but it didn't feel unfairly hard.
Also, they want to get that you die in very quickly.
Yeah, because that's a really good moment, and it also recontextualizes how you're thinking about things, right? Like once the game actually like tells you not just mechanically but narratively, deaths don't count. You don't feel so bad about like failing.
Except that it also feels super creepy.
Oh no.
Oh, come off it.
I really think it's okay to connect this thing to the internet, but
Yeah, since it's the upload, that's a problem, not the download.
like death warps are a mechanic in this game.
Okay, so let's play for another 10 minutes and then I'll get up and hook that up.
So now you will have to, we are fighting in the race against copy protection. I really, really like the sound when you pick up health updates, like.
I was not sure.
By the way, your other weapon might actually be better. The guns
Yeah.
are the
How
guns
do I
are.
switch weapons?
Try the right analog stick. No.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
A thing about this game, the guns are not a linear upgrade. Each gun just has different properties.
Yeah, that's a lot more powerful. Interesting. What did I just get?
Size node permanently increases projectile size for weapons.
Oh, neat. I should probably check out what the other one does. It's not super noticeable.
You know.
Seems like it's a bit bigger, but
Yeah. If that's gonna be something that there's several of.
There's a bunch of them. The weapons are really cool. I'm being a little bit quiet about just how cool. Yeah, so Christina and I have played this game. Miguel has not.
Wait. I checked all these loose ends.
Part of why I'm being careful is that when we played Metroid Fusion, I got so excited I blabbed the ending plot at the start of the first stream. So I'm trying to push back against that, pace ourselves on letting this game unfold. Aha. Yeah, this.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. Watch out for those, I guess.
That's a really nice teaching thing. You're more likely to go up
Yeah.
here than
Yeah.
you are. Also, that thing needs to calm down. Whoa.
But also, notice you can fight it with this weapon, but
Yeah.
not with the other one. It's really good. They really. Like the different shooting mechanisms of the different weapons actually makes a difference.
Ah, yes. Good. Safe spot.
Egg.
Interesting.
Creepy thing on wall.
And red tube. This, I'm pretty sure I'm about to hit a boss.
Interesting guess.
Nope, no boss.
Crap, I'm trapped. Demon. Well, you can talk. Listen, I'm lost, and demon. After you say kill.
might be good to switch the other one.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking that.
One thing with this game is extremely not ashamed to just be really, really gross.
Yeah, no, Trace really tried to talk his way out of this problem.
Trace is trying to be very, very reasonable. He's faced with giant slug monsters, and he's just trying to be very
Oh
polite
my
about
god, I just noticed the face on it. I never noticed that before.
Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see this. There's a little tiny face sticking
Yeah.
out of the center of the maggot thing.
Which is the thing that shows up
Yeah.
in the portrait.
You know, it seems like it's easiest to hit it from the side. Maybe this is a good time for the Nova.
I can hit a lot though when it's. Oh, yeah, no.
Can you switch? Can you?
Oh,
switch
okay, the
from-
metal bits can't be hit. I
Yeah.
see.
Yep.
So angle makes a big difference. You can only dodge when you're underneath.
Yeah. Is there a health bar anywhere here?
Yeah, on the upper left.
Okay, I kind of can't look around because there's so
Ah.
many bullets.
You're down to like 1/4. You're not doing well.
Oh,
You
no,
haven't
no,
gotten hit
there,
well.
a health bar for it.
Oh no, it does not have a health bar.
Okay.
I believe it's changing colors. though.
Yeah, I think you'll
Okay.
you'll know.
Oh yeah, it is. It's pretty red. Hey, calm down.
Yeah, I think you can tell you're making progress because it's getting more.
It's pooping more.
Yeah.
Got it. Whoa.
Like the screen distortion.
Yeah.
I want more little greebly things. Delicious power egg.
Lord.
Egg. High-powered drill capable of cutting through rock.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everything feels pretty good today.
Very
Yeah,
satisfying.
no, it's a very good.
Also,
Oh, and there another
Now you have to combine.
natural progression of it's a lock both for a reason that is like deliberately programmed.
And also teaching you that you'll have to combine.
And feels significantly different than your other attacks.
and yeah, it doubles as a melee weapon and a.
I do also like that it puts the slower blocks right on the other side of the ones you already know you can destroy.
Yeah.
So you immediately understand.
Yeah.
Like it's teaching a lot in just a very small area.
I was very interested
They're
that
not
you didn't
very
go this
well
way the first
differentiated
time.
visually.
Yeah,
That seems
Hidden-
an intentional choice to
Hidden-
obfuscate things.
yeah,
so.
hidden blocks are not a thing I'm super fond of. So, just a little note, saving here will do literally nothing.
Don't care. Gotta have it.
I'd say it's reasonable.
No, it still heals you.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Healing is good.
Gotta
It's
save
also
them all.
reasonable rationally that if you have a thing that is bringing you back to life, you keep kind of superstitiously
Just keep touching that egg.
always touch the egg.
Touch egg.
I know I definitely saw a whole bunch of places where I could
Yeah.
Hang on, you should go plug the.
Okay.
Yeah. Christine, you want to just wander around?
Hopefully this does not suddenly like cause
Yeah.
frame drops. We'll find out.
It turns out that it turns out this one PlayStation 4 has the virus that will destroy the internet, so 20
Wow.
seconds after we plug in, like, all of your computers go blank. Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I'd want to buy this just given I haven't been super fond of the Metroid games, but this plays so much better.
Yeah, it's
There's
there's a real focus on gameplay.
Like on moment to moment stuff being.
And it is kind of like, I feel like a lot of indie Metroidvanias give short shrift to the combat. Like, a lot of the time they're like very focused on exploration, which usually means they're focused on like movement should feel good, but they're not always focused at all on
Oh, of course it's
yeah.
different button.
That is the one thing that feels very modern. This game uses a lot of buttons.
Yeah. But again, so does friggin' Breath of the Wild, so I don't know.
Well, I think that's a weakness too.
Yeah.
Okay, so this does not do a lot of damage.
Perhaps not the best way to go about this.
I'm sure that's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Do I look like I'm worrying about it?
I really, really like how that's the, I really like how the data corruption is visible when you are going between levels. More data corruption.
Yeah, Andy, tell me, how do you feel about these glitches?
Well, so actually I've got opinions. Okay, so I guess I'll get into this now, which is that so let's talk about the sort of the implied console that we're playing this on, right? Like, usually someone who's making a game like this will like pick a set of restrictions that might correspond to a real world console and might not. And in this case, this one's a little bit odd because of the audio. Xander, I don't know how well you can tell, but there are areas of the screen that are just literally glitched, like broken sprites, etc., etc.
Interesting.
So in this one, the audio is kind of very like, the audio is just kind of full MP3 quality, whatever. The graphics are very, very constrained in the sense of, like, they're not too far from what an NES could do or what a TurboGrafx 16 could do. Individual tiles are...
like 3 colors, 4 colors
yeah,
max.
there's a lot of colors on screen, but individual tiles are very
What
restrictive.
did I just get?
Permanently increases health.
Like, that effect that it just did with the fade on me is not something that the NES could
No.
do.
No.
Something the Super NES could do.
So it's making
But
like
like
some...
the screen distortions that it's done have
Yeah.
just been like completely impossible.
And that's-
But that's the thing, is that you could imagine a lot of the, like the flashy effect, you could imagine like an add-on chip, like maybe a contemporaneous console from the NES could have done this. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, this is just a different area.
Yeah. The
So-
lens distortion is very
The lens
very
distortion
odd.
is very weird, but here's the thing, is that this game, other than the particle effects when you destroy something, which I think that they just really liked, you'll notice that all the stuff that's really fancy is stuff that seems to be some kind of an imposition on the game world. So your gun can do these weird little like lens effects that warp things. When you shoot something, you get this static effect that the NES could not possibly have done. But it feels like this isn't like the world is an
It's a
NES
different
game.
color, isn't it?
Everything that's part of the
The
game
same thing.
is an NES game. What, the eggs are?
Egg is
Same.
egg.
Egg is
Yeah,
egg.
different color.
But the world is an NES game, but the gun is something else. And the gun is causing things to go staticky and do things that an NES game couldn't. And if you miss something and shoot, the world kind of warps a little bit around it. The same with the glitching. The glitching is not something that the NES could have really rendered on purpose. It looks like an abrogation of the world. The game is trying very, very hard to make you think about what is part of the world and what is somehow violating the world. And remember, your gun, the thing that seems to be violating the rules of the universe, is called the Axiom Disruptor. The game will lean into this later.
Okay, enough. Stop hinting at things.
An axiom being something that is taken as a given.
Yeah, an Axiom
In
being
logic.
like if you think about a system, the most basic rules of it are its axioms.
Not sure how I feel about those mushroom things.
This is a very Metroid 1 feeling room, though. Okay, I
That
promise
enemy feels like
So remember, you can
like
hold
I-
L1 to hold.
I promise I don't. I'm not saying this because I remember something, but just my feeling from playing a lot of Metroid games is that this entire screen has the same tile type, except the 6 suspicious-looking tiles on the right that are exactly the height of a corridor.
yeah. I was just gonna say that creature is something like right out of Knit stories. Wander
Yeah.
back and forth and like emit a set of. Okay, I need my.
So this is Miguel's first time playing, so please don't give anything away. There's a lot of good stuff we'd like to keep
Yeah.
as a surprise.
Also, someone did give a piece of advice that you can stand in one place and shoot diagonally using the stick in place.
Yeah, no, I just did that.
Okay, cool. Some of the sound effects are good. One thing I'll notice, this game gets very open very quickly.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about the fact that like I went to the first place I remembered that had rocks, but there were definitely other
Yeah.
corridors that had rocks that I could have been. Okay, until I have some sort of double jump, I'm not getting.
But someone did ask, well, how do I feel with the glitches? This game actually is weirdly faithful in terms of the glitching looks, by and large, like glitching in NES would have.
Other than the stuff that has fading. Whoa! Holy shit! Jesus!
It's just a very good moment. One violation of NES rules, which is very good, is that you could not have fit all of these tile types on screen at once, but it uses different tile types with different palettes to kind of indicate areas and kind of color code them in your head. Something I just really like.
I have to say, like, I
Also,
honestly...
the animated tiles. Lots of animated tiles
Yeah.
that would not have been easy on a lot of.
No, I mean on the NES you would have had to have done that with like palette shifting, but this is too complicated to be palette shifting. Like this is definitely a game that was not by someone like. You look at Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight has a blog post where they talk about how
They outline their set of
Yeah.
rules, and it's very specifically based on the NES. Although they take, I don't like their approach. They take too many liberties with it. I don't know, like, what the.
Well,
I don't know what the purpose of hitching their wagon to the NES is.
the
as a
thing,
result.
the thing.
I feel like this is like, it has an idea and it's doing everything in service of it.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all can see this on the screen, but like bits of the screen are just sort of flickering right now.
That flicker is, yeah, that's intentional.
And it's in the style of like the flicker when you had too many sprites
Yeah.
in an area.
And also we've got this just real creepy thing right here. Yeah, Lexi is mentioning that this whole like color coding by tile is very GBC because the GBC was like, I think that was one thing the GBC could do a little bit better than the NES.
Yeah.
Was varying.
Ooh, creepy.
It's maybe not the good idea.
Jesus.
Is this really?
Yeah, I just need a moment to switch guns.
These things are very scary and they can kill you very quickly at this amount of health.
They have a good pattern to them though. They like jump that
Yep.
gives you a spot to run under them. It's a nice enemy design in terms of its very simple AI, but AI that like provides interesting patterns to play against. Like even this early on, the combat is so much better tuned than most of the Metroid encounters. Partially because you've got so little health that it actually matters if you fuck up too many times.
And it's a lot easier to balance around that.
That looks a lot like the silhouette of the person who is talking to me.
Trace, my name is Elsa Nova. Are you the voice I've been hearing? Yes, we are connected through Mind Machine. I need you to fix power filter. I am dying. Power filter? I guess I can try. Where is it? Not near. I'm sorry, I need rest now. Bye. Hey, wait, where are we? This is definitely not good.
He's got a good nose.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that nose.
It's
Good nose.
distinctive.
Fires a short-range burst of electricity. So,
Oh yeah, this one is.
yeah.
Oh, interesting. It's like a shotgun, but with.
One thing I want to note, this is giving you a lot of weapons very quickly, and they're all distinctive.
Yeah. The distinctive thing is a thing that I think is really important.
So it's making you think very, very early about what weapon is correct for what situation.
Ah, and it goes through stuff.
Mhm.
So there's a bit I could backtrack to and use it on also.
Right.
To get that power up.
So yeah, Shovel Knight, the thing with Shovel Knight was that Shovel Knight was all about like they had a lot of restrictions, but they started with NES restrictions, and then they decided which restrictions to change. But their overall thing was that Shovel Knight was all about, this is an NES with a really, really good mapper chip. Like, basically everything.
What is a macro chip?
A mapper chip.
Oh.
So, because NES cartridges were literally just chips that hooked into the machine, they could contain additional hardware.
Yeah.
And they were called mapper chips because the first of these chips, the point was that there was only so much space on the NES cartridge, and the earliest mapper chips just allowed bank switching. So the idea was that you would write something to an address on the cartridge or something.
And you get to use more space, basically.
Yeah, so it would be like, you'd say like, well, I want to have each level be on like a different bank, and then I would swap it out or something, right?
Okay, yeah.
But then the later chips did more and more complicated things. As far as I understand, the NES cannot do diagonal scrolling. Simply cannot. Any NES game you have ever... That's why this game has lots of long quarters and lots of tall halls, because Metroid 1, Mega Man 1, those games couldn't do diagonal scrolling, so they had to have either scroll vertically or scroll horizontally.
Which is also just like, as a design decision, I feel like it's frankly a good one anyway. Because
No, it's a good decision, but
limits the amount of space you have to think about.
They only made that decision because it was a technical limitation of the NES, and then once that limitation got lifted in like the SNES era,
You
games
see a
like
lot of very large rectangular rooms in Super
Yeah.
Metroid, and like they're a little bit confusing.
But Super Metroid and Mega Man X, even though there's no reason to technically, those games stick very hard to tall corridors, wide corridors, because that's what those designers kind of decided was a good idea. But if you've ever played a game with diagonal scrolling on the NES, such as the Super Mario 3, that was using a mapper chip to add diagonal scrolling. Mapper chips could do really, really powerful stuff. On the Japanese Famicom, it was actually possible for on the Japanese Famicom, it was actually possible for you to add sound chips using the mappers. So
Okay, just wait a second here. So I can't get through here until I have something else, it looks like.
you can't get through there, right? I don't think no.
Yeah. I was going to mention, I think the Master System could do diagonal scrolling, so I can think of games
Wouldn't surprise
even
me.
Yeah.
fairly early on that had diagonal scrolling.
A thing I've heard, but I'm not sure is true, is that the NES was not originally designed for diagonal scrolling. That scrolling was like an effect for like title screens or something. And then someone figured out you could do scrolling with a kind of a hack. And if you know how scrolling in most...
Whoa.
Yeah.
That
It's fine. Everything is fine.
This game is very good at
Christine,
gut
are you
punches.
breaking my PS4?
Everything is fine. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, I'm back here.
Yeah, people are mentioning Castlevania 3. Castlevania 3 is kind of the big example of it had a sound chip that like basically doubled the number of
Voices it had.
yeah.
Ah, shit. Do not like...
Which lets it do things like chords.
Yeah, a lot of the kind of the classic Castlevania music, like that you see in like the GBA games and Symphony of the Night, is stuff that comes from the Japanese release of Castlevania 3, because it sounds pretty sophisticated. Anyway, where I'm going with this is that Shovel Knight was all about, this is an NES, it's just an NES that's been modded with some additional hardware and a really fancy future NES chip if like the NES just kept going for another 20 years. This is not trying to hit any kind of anything having to do with realistic
Actually works
limitations.
really well.
But this game did, I feel like, come out of someone thinking very hard about what were the limitations of the NES and what was interesting about those limitations.
Right, like clearly this very dramatic art style is like, and like color use is like built around limitations, not like not worrying too much about them.
This
but,
is looking not
Yeah.
good.
So this room,
oh yeah, it's just not encouraging.
Like, for one thing, they haven't evenly distributed their dead body piles, which is clearly the sign of a sick mind.
You know things are bad when not only are there giant piles of bodies, but they didn't even have time to sort them correctly.
Yeah. And look, they even missed a few.
I feel like this game is telling you a lot without saying very much, even this early.
What it's saying is these are not people who know how to sort their bodies.
So you can't help but notice these guys all look a lot like the bodies in the pile. There was an earlier room where
Oh
they were like,
shit! When did they get that ability?
there was an earlier room where there were some people who looked like that sitting at a table very still as if dead.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go for the drill in that situation.
Would you like a piece of advice?
No, I'm
Okay.
actually enjoying just exploring and
Cool.
getting my head around the space and slowly mapping it out. So, okay, I couldn't go higher, that's why I wasn't farther along there. What other spots do I have? I could go up there, it looks like. Maybe Europe was that someplace I could get to. I'm gonna back up a bit and maybe I'm not. Okay, I'm not gonna back up a bit.
That's good.
It's good.
Invisible pit.
I think one-way doors in Metroidvanias are underrated.
Well, I mean, like, you know, it's just a slightly high jump, which is very meaningful.
Yeah.
I wonder if part of what I don't find super appealing about the NES restrictions was that I didn't grow up with one, so the restrictions were a lot looser around palettes on the Master System.
I don't know, I do really like tight palette restrictions. Like, it does, like, make you have to think about it a little more.
Yeah.
It does, but it often also ends up with
Like,
things looking...
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna say it's like Super Mario Brothers was made visually interesting because of its palettes,
But I mean, in this case, the developers decided to drop the parts of the palette restrictions that are uninteresting, i.e. the entire screen has a small number of colors, and focus on the things that were interesting, i.e. 3 colors per sprite. Or 3 colors per tile, at least. The enemy art is using significantly more than 3 colors per tile.
and it started giving, you know, these effects that aren't actually technically possible, but feel very much within the character of it.
Yeah.
Like these bits of other environments peeking through. Feels very much within the character of what you could do on the NES.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a stark black use of black with them sort of dirty textures that definitely was a thing in the NES era, and
So
I feel like this is very like interesting and looking like really harsh and gritty.
Yeah. The reason
like it's doing it very thoughtfully.
Yeah, no, I when I'm saying all this, I'm saying it's very thoughtful. It's also like an aesthetic that I'm not super into myself.
The NES
this is not a case of Castlevania where I'm like, this is bad art direction. This is good art direction. Is it to my taste?
Yeah.
No, but that's a totally different question than, is it? Wow, that is such a like trolley map thing to do. That's awesome. That's really good.
I'm not entirely sure you're supposed to be able to do that. I think they might not have thought about the side effect of those things we're drilling through being too thick.
I feel like that was intentional. I feel like this was an intentional map joke to me.
It feels jokey.
Yeah.
Especially with like the music, which is kind of breathing. Normally the breathing is like something creepy is happening. Here it's just like, oh well, damn it.
It was also just like you have this expectation in a Metroidvania that when you can't get somewhere, that when you get there, there will be something.
Yeah.
So about black backgrounds on the NES, there actually was a reason for that, which is that it was about the 3 color per sprite limitation. Because
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I know why they did it, but also that it ended up also with a lot of black
yeah.
shading things in ways that were not.
What's
Super
interesting
interesting.
here is that these aren't black backgrounds; they're just very dark backgrounds.
Yeah.
This is trying to look at NES, but it's not how the NES could have or would have done it.
But I'm talking actually about the black that's used in
Yeah.
the tiles, not
Oh,
about the black background.
oh, that's interesting.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially using it in sort of a dirty way, the way a lot of the tiles in this do. There's also sort of like no interest in making seamless tiles,
Yeah.
which definitely made this easier to do. I can tell you. Significantly eased the
Oh, look, that's a very familiar pattern.
the artwork requirements.
As I just cannot get over how just like monstrous this gun is. It's bigger than him.
Yeah.
And he's
no,
not
it's a
really
big
like
guy.
he's just running around like it's not a big deal. It's just like all right, got this big gun. I don't know.
I like the way the spinny things stay out until I shoot.
Yeah.
Like, it's also very just like the incredible mundaneness of Trace as a character is kind of like the mundaneness of Trace as a character and like the whole NES waypoints are making it very easy to miss like just how incredibly like
Okay, I did
alienating
this, like,
everything
stop.
about this environment is.
Okay. Huh. Looks like I could maybe go down lower.
Now's the room you got killed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By trying to drill the...
Hey, sometimes a zombie gotta be drilled.
Oh yeah, someone's pointing out that the drill supports analog trigger. I don't know why that would be useful, but it is.
Oh
a
my
kind of
god,
funny
it
little-
does.
It is a bit of a little funny gimmick. Yeah, I don't think the
I
NES could
don't
have drawn
think that's
that.
actually... Nor is it particularly...
I wonder, I'm now curious if I was doing this on something that wasn't analog, because one of the bonuses of that is it animates it. By
Oh,
just
that's
using
good.
the analog input.
That's good.
But I wonder if it just always is like tweeting to that. So that even if it instantly is on.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so I couldn't get through here because of that.
Yeah, Choco Puff. There's been large sections of this map that are just like look like a corrupted ROM.
Xandra has apparently just stumbled onto photographs of young Miguel, which is
I thought we made those illegal.
I mean, they're all fakes. Like, you weren't ever actually young, so, like, it's obviously not possible.
I was actually that grown about 5 years ago. To replace the previous Miguel. Damn it! Oh,
It
interesting.
is also
Still in its
remembering them a
state.
little bit longer than
Yeah.
NES enemies, which is nice.
Okay, this time I'm
That's
gonna
cool.
go up. Past the poorly sorted corpses. I'm just gonna walk around like this at all times now.
There's a bit of a temptation too.
Hey, it's the party room!
Oh.
Yeah, Miguel woke up inside a giant egg machine 5 years ago.
Huh. I don't know why they didn't just make one big pile. It's like somebody never finished their work. Environmental storytelling.
Miguel very upset that this game is not following the Alice's Restaurant rule.
Which is...
it's rather than having two small piles, it's better to bring your pile down so that there's one big one.
I do not remember that part of Alice's restaurant. On the other hand, it is like...
You know, the littering, right? They had a big pile of garbage,
Yeah.
but instead of just throwing it away, they just like found someone else's pile of garbage and...
Oh, hey.
I remember this.
And they've
it's Skull! I love Skull!
I like this. They set a pattern in the first bit
Yeah.
of where your save room is going to be before a boss.
Yeah.
And
Good.
they stick to it.
No, we don't plan on doing any of the other Castlevanias.
I am going to stress, I believe Aria... I personally feel Aria of Sorrow is the best Castlevania. And I'm urging Miguel to play it out of band, but I think this is where they're stopping with the stream. Because I think you were picking Metroidvanias that, like, told you something about the genre.
I mean, really, like, I wanted to show Symphony of the Night just to show, like, this is, like, the other, like, influence.
Yeah.
There's a big pile of stuff in the shape vaguely of a game.
Oh, crap, an even bigger one. Demon! Look,
Oh, it's
I
got
mean no
face too.
harm.
Yeah.
Please, can we just talk it out?
Okay, so this is doing sprite rotation also.
Yeah,
On
it's...
parts of the segmented sprite.
Which I... Talk. Yeah, okay. So my name is Trace. I have no idea how I got here, but... Demon! Atheos say kill! Have it your way, then.
Good sound feedback
Yep.
that you're not putting it there. Whoa!
Yeah, I'm not so crazy about the rotation. There's something small that I don't think Miguel's noticed yet, but it will become obvious later on.
Okay. Good patterns here.
Eon says, look, I'm not a demon, I'm just a person who's died twice already.
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, the combat is way more Contra than it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also, this is not a game where, especially at the bosses, you can just sort of like fire at it until it's dead, you know?
Although I feel like that's usually not true in Metroid either.
Well,
I feel like Metroid's bosses are extremely mobility based.
Metroid has this unfortunate tendency to what I think of as puzzle bosses.
There's like a number of those, but I feel like the like when I think Metroid and when I think bosses, I think stuff like the core X fights in Metroid Fusion. I feel like are the purest distillation of a Metroid fight. There is a bunch of stuff you have to dodge, take advantage of the mobility. The shape of the room changes the way your mobility works.
Yeah.
And then you hit him with a missile.
Like where Metroid, like mainline Metroid, kind of falls apart is like, you got 4 weapons, only one actually harms it. Figure out which one.
Shit, I wanted to try something.
And the thing that I like is that when you die, the little red things zoom toward the egg you're going to.
Yeah. And they're the same little red things that are produced when I kill things.
Uh-huh. Like the game does a lot to make you think about
Glenn
the
just
others.
wants to be free, man.
The game does a lot to make you think about the idea there's some systems at work here that you don't necessarily have full access to the rules of.
Okay, I can't stand on this gun. That's what I was testing out when I died. Shit. Okay, it really doesn't like me standing on its gun.
Yeah, I do like at this point, like, a normal Metroid boss is you got 4 weapons, figure out which one hurts it. At this case, you are having to think about which of these 3 weapons do I use, but only because the 3 weapons just behave differently.
And there's a spatial aspect to it.
Yeah,
like,
it feels a lot more fair.
It's not because they set one as the weakness flag, it's because one is better for hitting this very unusual hitbox.
Mm-hmm. Also, Ian is pointing out, you don't talk on your repeat visits, which is a nice touch. Y'all already tried talking.
That makes sense, given that this isn't actually a
Right,
continuous.
this isn't a retry.
Yeah.
This is...
This guy's just standing here, and this damn asshole he keeps killing just keeps coming back.
Shit. That
I
sets
do
up
like that it can destroy the terrain too.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And it sets up this pattern where if you fall, this sort of this recovery.
Yeah. But I feel like it's always good when enemies follow the same rules. that
Yeah,
you-
Yeah.
no.
Also, it's a little bit set up where, like, you do want to be using the Nova, but it goes off screen where the Nova gets, like, there's this really hard timing problem. It's not impossible, it's just harder.
Shit. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's a pretty brutal.
Is it turning red at all?
Not that I can say.
I don't think
Yeah.
this will...
The yellow is turning orange. It was really bright yellow. It was like-
I think this boss is just all about patience.
Yeah, and dodging.
Patiently dodging. You can't evacuate it while it's off screen.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this is very orange.
I'm just trying to be very careful.
Yep.
Shit.
Oh.
One thing I do want to note, in an area with a faster tempo in the music, your health beep is faster. Also, the health beep starts out very loud and then it gets quite quiet, so that it's not annoying you.
That's an interesting...
So you notice it when it turns on, but after you already know your health's low.
I feel like just the
don't
fact
know
that
if I
it's
like
tempo
that or
synced.
not.
Well, the fact that it's tempo synced, I feel like is a really good thing. Like, it
Yeah.
turns into part of the music.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't.
It's part of the beat.
Because I can forget after a while that I'm low on health, actually. Which I did there. I'd forgotten that I was down to my last bit of health.
I
A
also-
little bit too soon.
I also like how, like, it being too far away is a problem, but it being too close is also a problem.
Shit, got too greedy there.
Nice.
I really like that, how it deals with me falling off. It's
Yeah.
a nice little evasive pattern. It feels good to pull off.
I feel like Metroid has a lot of things that are like that, but
Shit.
don't quite feel fair.
Yeah.
You feel like you only squeak by because you have so much health.
You know, because it has less health, it can actually make these things.
Although I am going to notice a spoiler, later on in the game you get a lot more health and the game gets a lot less interesting.
That is a pattern in games. See Breath of the Wild.
Uh-huh.
I feel like there maybe is a lesson here about upgradable health. In general, I feel like it's like the worst kind of you get more powerful as the game goes on, and therefore the game gets easier. Or therefore you have to compensate by making it hard in like boring ways. But I feel like in general, like games should get harder as they go along. And increasing amounts of health generally makes it more difficult. Oh my god.
Was that? Oof.
That was, I think, me killing it. I heard a different sound.
Oh, that's
Oh.
rough.
Someone Someone in chat suggesting that if more exploration had taken place, maybe you'd have more power-ups by this point. But
yeah, no, it's
I just think the
I
start of
don't
this.
think. Yeah, I don't think.
I think
that's the
there's just a
case with this
difficulty
one.
spike at the start of the game.
I could have if I'd gone back to get some of the health stuff I'd seen around, but like my first impulse was just to go to the closest thing that I could explore.
All right, you got this one.
I just noticed the background is pulsing their music.
Oh,
Nice.
there's an interesting sort of aspect to this challenge that you're often timing based on your knowledge without actually watching the shot get close because you're having to concentrate on dodging.
It's kind of good.
I don't agree that too limited health makes Metroidvanias boring in the long run. Sparseness of health pickups is a problem because, you know, like then you're repeating a lot. But I think honestly small amounts of health but lots of recovery is.
Like, I feel like the most interesting times in a Metroid are when you're thinking about your health.
Right.
And like, I don't
And
know.
the worst thing is when you have too much health in Super Metroid and you have to sit in front of a pipe
Yeah.
and shoot enemies for 5 straight minutes to farm enough health.
But it is like Super Metroid specifically. I feel like has this pattern where the health introduces a weird kind of tempo because like you're just like blasting through large sections of the game, and suddenly you're at the bottom of North Air, and you're almost out of health. And suddenly, instead of like you were going very, very, very quickly when you had a lot of health, now you're low on health, and you are like creeping one room at a time because every interaction is terrifying. It's weird because if you were creeping the entire game, it maybe wouldn't be very interesting. But it's still the case that those times that you have to creep are the best bits of the game, or at least most memorable.
Well, almost none of the platforming feels important in Super Metroid because it almost never.
You're often just blasting through enemies, like just.
It's often faster to just
right.
like
Just plow through them.
fuck
Who
up
cares?
through it, and I don't like how sometimes they're slightly too low to duck through because it's not super clear. I think that doesn't feel super intentional.
It feels like it's trying to make toward the end, it's trying to make something hard by like making something that looks like you can duck but you can't. But that's
I don't
confusing.
like that.
It's not good.
I do feel like in general this game has some problems with hitboxes as well. Not in these ones, but
Shit. I don't really have a good way of getting around that.
I do a little bit like the bosses actually are getting harder as you get them almost dead.
Okay, I need to concentrate here. Shit. Okay, I can do this.
can I make one note?
Yeah?
That weapon does more damage the more hits, like the more things hit. So, if the enemy is really close and you detonate it behind it, it'll hit with more of the.
Okay. I often, as I say, because of how it's set up, I'm often not looking at where the thing is. I'm doing it
Yeah.
based on instinct. Because I'm having to dodge, and dodging is more important than in each individual hit.
Yeah, definitely.
I will say I really love the shade of red it turns at the end.
Now I started thinking about what you told me, and
Focus on dodging first. That's more important.
shit. This may not be the run.
A thing that I don't like about health in games in general is like a thing like this, like you lose half your health and it's still yellow. It's like, well, should I just kill myself so that I can like do another run?
I don't know. I really like this track. I feel like this game understands that boss arenas and dance floors are the exact same thing.
Yeah, no, I'm digging the music here.
Not all the tracks land for me, but this is definitely one that does.
I feel like we've been listening to this for a while.
That is a problem.
I do really, really like that the dancing protoplasm.
Yeah.
Seaweed, whatever that is.
Shit. Shit. Oh.
So Eon, I think it's up to Miguel. What I'd wonder about that is, it feels like more jumps are more dangerous. I'm not sure though.
Sorry, what is it?
Someone was suggesting using a normal gun, but I don't know if I agree with that.
I can give it a try just to see. I may as well do one run just to change things up.
Would you like me to tell you how I beat this boss?
No, it's fine. I want to try to...
Okay, I'm going to tell you afterwards because you're not going to beat it the way I beat it.
It's a lot harder to get the timing. Okay, there.
It's at a really awkward height that's like not the...
Yeah.
Like almost like it's trying to discourage exactly this.
It's a very
Okay,
different way
maybe
of
that's
fighting.
the...
I like that both of them...
Yeah. I guess if you get enough shots while it's on screen, then... Okay. Huh.
It's interesting that both seem like good ways to fight it, but they feel very different.
Each one has its own interesting sort of challenge.
Like the rhythm is very different. They're both very rhythmic, but one is sort of this doom 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 doom, and the other one is jump, spam, jump, spam.
Yeah, as much as I don't like the very generous hitboxes on a lot of these bosses, I'm glad that they also compensated by making the hurt box very big.
Shit.
Yeah, that sounds evil.
Oh. Whew. Oh, Jesus.
God, those death animations.
Too many particles that you could possibly do on A.
I feel like the boss areas, it's like kind of
I
like,
really
yeah.
love how much health it gives you, like...
Oh, okay.
I feel like the boss areas is just like, yeah, this is not the time to hold back. This is the time to just go all out.
No, also like the way this is difficult compared to the way that Super Metroid was is a lot better because it's
Yeah.
often like it's like, okay, can you get this rhythm down?
Yeah.
And like
Like I do
again,
like
the low health helps with that type of thing.
I mean, I think
'Cause the
Super
rhythm
Metroid
matters.
is also about, like, getting a rhythm down, but it's very hard to get into it just because of, like, the high amounts of health and the low amounts of damage.
Yeah, no, it doesn't pressure you into it enough, and
I
no,
love
don't
whatever
need to.
that skull thing is that you keep seeing. I don't know.
I like that it also has a harder boss and it has more bits.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the bullshit you used to beat this boss?
I got behind it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. I broke the room. So
I really don't know how you do that given how big its hitbox is.
I guess when it gets really close, you
I
do
think
that. And then
I
you
think
see
I
if
jumped
it's a
over
jump
it and I think I jumped over it and I damage boosted backward. I remember it was very difficult. It was very clearly not supposed to be possible. Also, I might be misremembering what I actually achieved, but
I feel like this game is really legible, specifically because of its use of colors.
yeah.
Like, the limited palette is, as much as I don't feel like, you know, like either the sprite work nor the tile work is like particularly like, I don't know, they're not super interesting on their own.
Okay, Furbaz is telling me that I did not, in fact, imagine.
You're using the speaker on pro strats?
Yeah, apparently.
What I get?
A desk disruptor corrupts or decorrupts weaker blocks and enemies.
Interesting.
This one's interesting.
Oh yeah.
This one's really interesting. Also, a thing I noticed. Okay, first off, this is wildly violating the NES
yeah.
rules.
Oh yeah.
But also, you notice like every time you get one of these things, there's like weird text covering the screen.
Okay, so none of this works. Oh, you can see the, it does a waiver that still lasts after. Okay.
This is not right. This is not supposed to be happening.
This is Axiom Verge.
This is Axiom Verge.
And address disruptor makes it sound like, yeah, it is actually a memory.
And it looks like it's redirecting instead of like one kind of tile, it's turning it into another kind of tile, right?
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's good. It's good. But it's really interesting. It's like as you shoot it, it goes from as you shoot it, it goes from this is not part of the this is not part of the rules of this world to okay, this is part of the rules of this world. It's just wrong.
Oh, I see. I've opened that already. Okay. I don't need to worry about saving after doing things like that because...
Yeah. And I do feel like a big part of why that visual effect works is entirely because this is making you think about tiles.
Yeah.
Like, this is such, like, constrained.
Yeah, by going with the...
And it prepped you by thinking about like, hey, remember on the NES where it would load the wrong tile for an entire like sprite at a time?
No, it goes into that thing of the intentionalness, the fact they went, despite the fact that much of it is more Super Metroid in terms of like, or even beyond that in terms of what it could do, by sticking to non-seamless tiles.
Yeah.
It reinforces the the artificiality of early NES games.
But I also do continue to be really interested by where it chooses to follow the NES rules and where it chooses to very willfully violate them.
It's a good blood explosion.
Yeah. Hey, so
How
Miguel,
do you feel about that blood?
Miguel, I'm just gonna say something.
Yeah?
There is something you haven't noticed.
Something I haven't noticed. I'll notice it eventually.
I'm sure.
What does that mean? Whoa! Okay.
I assume that's what you meant.
No hints, please. Like, I want to discover this
Sure
stuff.
thing, sure thing.
The Andersons were noticed. You don't want to be noticed.
Yeah, I am starting to get confused about,
Yeah, there's a lot of buttons.
Yeah.
and also like the fact that I can aim in different directions makes me think it should be twin stick.
Mm.
Um,
It's kind of interesting.
oops. Yeah, I keep on thinking it's twin stick. Okay, I guess I'm not going there right now.
I will say, I like the address disruptor a lot better than the X-ray visor.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, so I could have gotten there anyways.
But that way you got the node expander,
Ah, yeah.
the bullet embiggener.
Yeah, so a thing that Miguel has noticed by now, the Axiom disruptor works on everything in the game.
And they have different unique, like,
Yeah.
abilities when you do it.
Address
So every single enemy comes in both normal and glitched forms.
And I like that it's not afraid to make the glitch forms just be completely unreadable.
Yeah.
Huh. That was interesting. It looked like I glitched them, and then when I killed them, it killed all of them.
That's plausible.
I'm curious if that was just what that creature is like, or whether that was the glitch.
Not
disruptor
sure.
doing it. Oh.
I also feel like the background in this area, like once they kind of establish the what your expectations are for the graphics, now they're feeling a little bit better about like playing around with it. Like once you've reached this area, you've got a fixed idea in your mind of what the Axiom Verge aesthetic is. But this is not something that they would have done in the earlier rooms, right? Like,
Yeah,
this
no,
is-
it's a weird fog layers and
and this weird thing where like the background is made of tiles, but they're not tiles that are the same size as the foreground tiles.
okay, they aren't blurred. I thought they were actually had some blur on them as well. They don't seem to anywhere do anything where I can drill into something that is actually the same as the regular tiles, which I'm liking.
Yeah, I
it's not
don't
good.
believe it ever does that.
It did it in that first room, but
Even
is a
then,
little
they were
bit-
slightly color shifted.
Yeah.
There was something different about them.
yeah, I don't like. So I like even the drill is better than having to morph ball bomb every tile of the world.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Making it a button is
it is a little bit unfortunate. You're kind of encouraged to just sweep over every wall with two separate sort of metal detectors. That's a little bit weird, but at least the address disruptor has a really wide range.
I feel though in both cases there's something visual for me to be looking at, which is my main problem
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the way it's done in Metroid, which is that basically it's like until you shot it, do you even know it's something, and then once you
Nice.
do, it's
Yeah, glitching the one did glitch all of them.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then they all die. Neat. Okay, that's just the background.
I noticed some of the things that it's doing to sort of teach you about this, like it taught you about the glitchable things through walls by like giving you something you couldn't shoot at and you could only disrupt. Like I didn't trust the design enough. I was like kind of wanting Miguel to notice, but the game did a perfectly good job of teaching it to you.
Huh. Oh.
Yeah, now you're getting slowed down from the glitch state. I don't know. It's very weird. Some of the things that the
Remember,
glitcher
that drill
does.
is not a very good weapon.
Yeah, no, I know.
I feel like it might have been a mistake making it do damage just because you feel compelled to, even though it's like not
Yeah.
good.
What's
You
a cool?
forget.
It's like a cool laser sword, right? Of course you want to use it.
It does just enough that you forget that it's not like something you should bother with.
Oh,
Yeah, you've glitched exactly one tile in this mushroom. But you turn it back off again. Great. And like you're not like uniformly fixing or uniformly breaking anything, you're just making everything messy.
I think it's already glitched.
yeah. Yeah, the wide boast is actually, it's a good thing and a bad thing.
You glitched too much.
Huh, okay. So we've hit the stuff that I can't glitch through yet.
But it is like making a noise, like something's happening.
I did mention low level
Yeah.
Yeah.
tiles and enemies. Oh, those are destroyable. Can I bring them back? No. No.
This is too strong.
Too strong. If I... It's funny, these tiles here remind me of the ones in the Game Boy games. The backgrounds.
Mm.
Yeah. That's annoying though.
Whoa! None of that. Can I glitch this?
Royal Blue Lizard, the redhead got abducted.
That one gets a, like, color swap.
I do like how you have you are now destroying the fabric of space-time itself. Your big enemy is steam. You can't do anything about steam.
That sounds like a lot like life.
Yeah, I think you just described my business.
I definitely can't do anything about it.
Can confirm.
Okay, it's a lot more aggressive before it's glitched. This and this.
Yeah, that cording is maybe a bit.
Yeah, I feel like this would have actually really benefited from being twin stick. Yeah, they're breaking sort of old school conventions also with the steam, with it fading out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the SNES could have done that, but
I couldn't have done it without making it additive.
that's true.
Yeah, I'll have to do another.
Another layer. You're right.
It couldn't do pure alpha transparency stuff.
Well, it was always a good idea.
Don't forget you can shoot diagonally.
Yeah, every time you see the weapons come up, it's because I'm trying to shoot diagonally because I think it should be twin stick.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry.
Oh, and that changes the pattern to something that allows me to stand up here safely.
Nice.
Yeah, that ability to just like slightly remix how the game works
Yeah.
is good. Connect it there. There we got it. Save the egg.
Egg.
Trace is friends with an egg.
Good egg.
There's so many of them called good egg.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, actually.
I've gotten some really good socks there.
Huh.
Wait. Unless I'm thinking of the one across the street from Good Egg.
You're thinking of Blue Banana.
I think of Blue Banana. You could understand how I would get Good Egg and
No,
Blue Banana
that's
mixed up.
extremely reasonable.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
I have no idea what either of you are talking about, and you're clearly both crazy.
That's Kensington Market, baby.
They're both by The Burgernator, which is one of two violence-themed burger places on that street.
I mean, really, all the burgers are kind of violent.
You're just saying that because of the murder.
Could really go for one of those power-up thingies. Yeah, I guess so. It's the range isn't great on it.
The kill verb.
Yeah, it's still a fair number of shots also.
Do you think they call it the killer because it kills?
I don't think they call it that because it's good at making friends, babe.
I see.
It's not called the Friendinator.
It's true. Yes, both Miguel and I are vegetarians.
I'm not.
Although we did all have burgers for dinner anyway.
Mm-hmm. Just you didn't get the
Veggie
murder burgers.
It's true. It was the murder light burger.
they are generous with the hitboxes. Like, I'm pretty sure that's below what I'm shooting. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Do not like.
Friend!
Not friend.
Not friend? That's pretty good.
Probably try to kill her instead.
It worked.
It worked really
It
well,
has a
though.
similar hitbox,
Yeah.
but actually does damage.
I was in a spot where it couldn't hit me, so.
Fan art! I'm excited about fan art.
Oh, we got fan art. We have fan art signal.
Let's see fan arts. Oh, apparently I'm not logged into Twitter on this machine.
Go away.
Quote,
Whoa!
you missed my favorite exchange between Andi and Miguel, though. I'm just gonna note, I died a lot in this room. Xander, I really like this fan art.
I mean, tell it's cool that you killed them because they go dwarf when they die.
I will note one thing, which is
Ooh,
that...
I like the little bubbles coming up. And the big bubbles. Oh! Okay, they do not glitch. Oh wait, I thought I saw... Oh no, it's just the random pattern. Oh, come on. Huh. Wait, what?
They disrupt your movement.
Is your height... Oh!
Yeah, those things stop you from moving quickly.
Oh. And that is fact. Interesting. Okay, you can jump well.
I do like how can shoot through walls is like a mechanical primitive that it introduces quite early.
Yeah, no, like in
It's
Metroid,
the
that's something that
only-
comes in very late.
It's the only really like callback to Metroid in terms of the weapons so far, I feel.
And here also the
Yeah, that is true.
I do like that the
In a good way, it's one of the good weapon things.
I do like that like part of the balance of this weapon is well this one can shoot through walls.
You're explosive fishies. Oh, hello, friends.
Oh, Chris and our old friend, these jerks. That's maybe not the... I urge you to reconsider this.
Please reconsider.
Beseech thee, reconsider.
I dislike everything about this room.
So
I
I'm not
do-
a friend of the fuck you room, then.
I do like the way that this game sometimes has ways of making you feel like you just don't want to be a certain place.
Whoa! Okay, let's get a weapon here. Okay, I can do that, so...
I mean, that's what I really like about this game, you know, like there's this very strong sense of like, you know, the single authorship. Like it just really has a lot of heart.
There's a lot of intentionality in everything, and there's just a lot of, it seems like there's a very strong perspective.
Yeah, but it's also about like a lot of heart.
I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. How many hearts does Thomas have?
I didn't get the joke, and then I still didn't get the joke.
You got it right.
Because it's not a good joke.
Listen, I'll have you know that I'm an award-winning comedy writer.
Awards make mistakes. Remember that Shrek has an Academy Award. Just saying. Sorry, was that too harsh?
I appreciated that
Wow.
it had Neil's song on the soundtrack.
Below the belt, man. Oh, it's the O-A-U room. There we go.
Is it?
Oh.
Yes, it is. It is.
Oh. Okay, more stuff you couldn't do with the...
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so it's...
Hey Miguel, have you ever heard of Vast?
Vast?
They're a band that I feel like you and Henry Faber would have heard of, and no one else in this entire city.
I
And
haven't heard of them.
this, you might like their first album. And for some reason, this one song really makes me think of them.
Yeah, I really love
Okay,
this.
we've got a boss room.
Someone in the chat knows about Vast. Also, Gio, yeah, I around the time that she got this shirt, I got a Canadian flag shirt. So sometime I want to just go somewhere with her wearing an American flag shirt and me wearing a Canadian flag shirt, and no one will get the joke.
Wait, that's also a red tube? Well, actually kind of orange, not red. Huh.
I don't know what they communicate.
It communicates that they're fucking with me. Also,
Incidentally, I just want to note that about the time that I reached here, I started to think, this game has a friggin' lot of areas.
Shit. Watch as I gracefully dodge every platform on the way down. Okay, what the hell is in here?
Egg!
Egg.
It was a friend!
Well, I guess it wasn't a giant skull, so I should have known.
All eggs are friends. Christine, can you explain this joke to me?
Remember, like, I took some pictures
that's
of
right.
another Pokemon hidden in my...
I forgot.
It was actually Pachirisu, but I can see the confusion with Oshawott since they're both light blue.
Christine has to explain Pokemon, Star Trek, and comic books to me.
Anger!
They're not yellow foes. Yellow foes speak for themselves. That's the one thing, like, since, like, getting into music, I can appreciate just how weird some of the music in this is.
A little bit. There is a weird thing. This game is not putting any effort whatsoever into the music following sort of like traditional game rules at all, but there are a few songs early on where it's using game sense just for whatever reason.
I mean, square waves are good.
Square waves are good.
Oh, here's another thing that we know how to...
Shit. I'm looking forward to whatever weapon lets me do this.
No, fuck you.
Oh, interesting. It has both a sideways and an up jump animation. Like that is the standard leg wave, and then if I do the sideways, it does the sort of...
Is it actually like a different, like it's not a different jump, right? It's just a different animation?
Yeah, it switches if I switch what I'm doing. What I can tell.
We don't get Star Trek until tomorrow night, so...
Yeah.
No Telia stuff.
Canada.
You need the gun that hits exactly 17 tiles east and 3 tiles north of you.
It's like the chess man.
Or the...
It's the knight of... I want to now make a game that has a knight gun that all it does is do a little like...
I'm thinking of like
very
the...
specific.
Or thinking of like the calculator class in Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh, I've read about that.
Oh my God.
Never like got into those ones.
I feel like a good weapon would just be the stuck pixel in like the top right corner, and then you can just kill anything that wanders over it.
Then you're like kind of running back and forth to scroll the pixel over.
To be fair, that's kind of game title-y.
It's extremely game title-y, actually.
Game title being a game that Michael broke before he went all mobile.
Actually, if you go to dryad.technology, which is one of my other websites, I own dryad.technology and also mermaid.industries. Dryad Technology and Mermaid Industries, of course, are business partners of some sort. Assuming I can say that without there being legal repercussions, since it was a joke. But if you go to dryad.technology, game title and its sequel Lost Levels, I ported them to run in a web browser. So, yeah.
Had to know.
Game title was Michael Bro's attempt to make a Zelda game, despite the fact that Michael had never played Zelda before. But there are definitely some similarities, I feel like, between this game and game title. From maybe a ethos standpoint.
Also, just purely aesthetically, they're both they're glitch allies.
Game title is actually my favorite Michael Bro game. Which is not a thing I should be saying.
Might be able to move a little closer.
I should be encouraging you to buy one of Michael Bro's games that cost money as opposed to game title, which can be played for free on Dryad.technology.
Weird hitboxy.
I really like Landstalker. Miguel, did you play Landstalker?
I have not played Landstalker.
Oh, okay.
What system was that on? I know
that was
name.
On the Genesis.
I didn't actually own a Genesis.
Oh, okay.
The Genesis games I've gotten into have actually been on Wii Virtual Consoles when I...
Landstalker is an odd game because it's all... it's like one of those like kind of like pseudo 3D isometric games, right?
Oh! I've played Alundra, which is by the same team. It is a Zelda-like that makes me very angry.
Great.
So I have feelings that I'll probably dislike Landstalker as well.
By the way, Miguel, look at the left of that map.
Interesting.
So here's one thing that I feel like is the biggest failing of the game. All the areas are named, but they're really hard to remember names.
Yeah, Absolute Z. Her.
Which I feel like it's an unfortunate issue because like Metroid's names are just as nonsensical, like Norfair, Meridia, Brinstar. But I think because like they have like words in there that you latch onto, that like you can remember them better. Whereas like these ones I could never ever remember what any of them are called.
When Christine and I talk about this game, we have to go, remember the whoa level, or like...
Well, it's not even just like the name, it's also like it becomes hard to like think about like...
Yeah.
Like,
the areas that don't have particularly strong hooks, you just kind of forget existed.
This one's like Balkland.
Right, like I remember that this one has like the tree themes and like the wood theme and, you know, like the...
There's an area
the great wailing noise,
yeah.
but you don't associate it with a name because like it doesn't do stuff to associate with. Whereas in Super Metroid, apparently the dev can't remember them. Yeah, okay, that's plausible.
Brainstar. There's an area that's coming up that I think of as the Rygar area.
Oh.
Which is not going to mean okay, I was going to say that's not going to mean anything to anyone except me, but apparently it means something to Miguel.
I have won that. I always get Rygar and Rastan confused. I've won both of them.
What? You're just stringing together phonemes.
Let the player name the zones is pretty good. I would just like put like Whaley area, Pink area.
Treeland, Tetris.
It's good.
I won Rygar on the Atari Lynx, so...
Oh. Well, if you reach an area that you think, oh, this is the Rygar area, let me know so I know I'm not just like friggin' out of it.
I did play it like in the arcade also, but like most of my memories are playing it on the Atari Lynx.
90% certain that you're not talking about a real thing.
Christine doubts Rygar.
So I haven't played Landstalker, going back to that.
Yeah.
But I played Alundra, which did a lot of interesting narrative stuff.
What didn't you like about Alundra?
The problem with it is that it's... The more you mess around with its various like elements, the more you realize everything is custom scripted, including hitboxes.
You really gotta kill these things before they shoot you with
shit.
laser.
Let me just switch to a better weapon.
And yeah, it's true. The game doesn't show you the names when you enter the area, and I feel like that's a big thing.
Definitely doesn't. Shit.
On the bright side, they do give you a bunch of stuff.
I do like their attack pattern. Like, makes it very clear what the threat is, and is an interesting one.
I also like how you can't, because of the NES violation, you can't really get away from them by standing diagonally.
It also feels like they're almost like a stealth element. I'm like, okay, I want to stay out of their sight lines.
Oh yeah, have we tried glitching those ones?
I haven't yet. Should get rid of this thing though. So yeah, Alundra will basically have like elements of the environment that you think act one way, but then you'll find one that doesn't work that way. Like, oh, this weapon goes through these statues, and then there's a statue where it doesn't for no apparent logical reason.
Okay, so
all of its puzzles are scripted versus being emergent, but it could have been emergent.
So Landstalker, I'm wondering if that was made second, because Landstalker, my memory of it is that it was like, it's very heavily...
was made before.
What was?
Alundra is a PS1 game by the same team.
Really? Okay, that's weird. So, the thing about Landstalker was that Landstalker was very heavily systems-based and very kind of physics engine-based, but the physics engine was like really, really primitive.
So this is sort of similar, except that you realize that stuff is also one-offed. So it's inconsistent.
You might like Landstalker more.
Oh, interesting. I should give it a try at some point, just out of curiosity. Alundra was interesting mostly in how it showed me something I hate, which can be useful sometimes.
It can be. I didn't know that existed, so I should give it a try.
I can show it to you at some point. I've got it on the Vita. Like it's on the PS, PlayStation Store.
I do like the thing this game does where there'll be like says it's on the screen but not hurting you yet. And so like if I take 3 steps forward, it will kill me.
Yeah, there's bits that feel almost Spelunky-like in terms of
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
being I'm not doing anything that takes skill here. I'm trying to use knowledge and understanding of the space
Yeah.
to kill this thing.
But also,
Unfortunately, as a
the thing that defines Spelunky to me, especially kind of like low-level play Spelunky, is sort of like, if you move without thinking, you die. If you think before moving, you survive. Ugh.
I want the honeycombs. They
The
look like
system
they're tasty.
is down. The system
Ooh.
is down.
Got a new thingy.
The thingy. Because this game can't just give you like a high jump boot. You have altered the local physics to increase jumping ability.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like a ray or something I had to use.
It's not all unpredictable.
I'm glad that if I die, I still keep this item.
Yeah, because you're probably going to die the moment you
Yeah.
walk to that door.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm invulnerable.
Hey, why don't you go to these guys?
Let me see if I can get into a situation where I can even try. Oops.
I think it would be easier if you get them alone.
Yeah.
No, Andi was not singing a strong death song. She was singing as a cheat song. It's a meaningful distinction.
So they definitely do something
I
when
think
they're
it's a strong bad
glitched.
song.
Or no, I guess he was the
The
one who
cheat-
wrote the
the
song.
cheat-
It was just the cheat who
Yeah, the cheat was
providing
doing
the,
lights.
the light stick rave
Yeah.
or light switch.
So now I can get out of this giant pit I've been in this entire time.
Right.
Among other things.
Try glitching laser. I don't remember what it does.
Yeah. So it shoots a laser, but the laser doesn't hurt me.
Look, friend laser.
Friend laser.
Laser
It
friends.
is a very friendly laser.
Trix is friends with the laser. Oh,
Oh, it hurts the other ones.
that's good.
Yeah.
It actually does literally make it a friend laser.
It is friend laser. And
Oh.
Huh?
yeah. I have been keeping my mouth shut about this since you walked in the room. I love this.
That is.
I don't remember that one.
I probably have to change this one too.
Yeah.
I think you can get it
Yeah.
through
Friend laser.
Yeah, this is real good.
Yeah, I like that. I like this because I was gonna say you could get all the way through this game without realizing this is here, but Christine did, so.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Yeah, one thing I will say about this game is that, like, the rooms are very large, and once you get past the point where you're fighting, like, the really early contrary bit where you're fighting every single yard is like a life or death struggle. Once you get past that, I feel like you're not, like, there's a stretch of this game where you're not moving very quickly, and it's not quite enough challenge for every single yard to be uniquely interesting. But I do like that you do have a couple of these little shortcuts like this.
Actually, I like how like emergent and like systems based and such.
Yeah, it's
all of
good.
this
It's
stuff
really
is.
good.
Okay, so there's no way to bust through that way. I can get up here, but I can't do anything about it.
Damn, just got that one tile. Wide wall in the way.
Okay. Still can't get that object.
You could
Chuck
heal.
heal, yeah. The enemies can shoot diagonal, but you can shoot diagonal too, so it's actually extremely fair.
Yeah, this game is not about fair though. That's not the point.
No,
The point is manageable versus unmanageable.
none of
And
Trace's bullshit is particularly fair.
No. Trace is... Look at this fucking... What did he just do? This is hacks. He's using a fucking Game Genie over here.
Oh yeah, I am very forgetful.
The question is, do the eggs heal you or do they just replace your body?
It's a very good question. God, these fucking things. This game is very good at, like, making you feel like you've got a handle on what's going on, and then, like, they introduce something that's like, no, you're not in a good place. Also, a lot of screw you in the space
Yeah.
design.
A couple people in chat have asked a couple questions, and I'm not going to read them out, just to say that those are things that'll pay off later. So there will be answers to questions.
Okay. Whoa. Yeah, my first impulse is to drill.
It's almost never the correct. Blood. Oh, and there's a bit that you need the morph ball to get into.
I'm guessing I'm not going to get a morph ball.
Well, clearly you are. There's a space that uses
that's
the
how you
one
do
right
it.
there.
Yeah. Can't fool me.
Little
Fool me
known
once.
piece of trivia. You actually can fool Miguel.
But apparently not that easily.
Why can't Axiom Verge crawl?
Hey, so
I
Christine,
can, just
remember when I was
not
talking
a
about the
single
four chord
tile.
song?
Hmm?
Remember when I was talking about the four chord song?
Any particular one, or...
Like the concept of the four chord song.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the soundtrack in this area is a four chord song.
Oh, wait.
It's more hard to make out.
Whoa. What?
Trace, turn back. This is covered up by the trophy. Trace, turn back. This place is artifact. Like some kind of dimensional rift? What if there's something I need in here? No, it is dangerous. Flotsam, jetsam, caused by breach. Is there radiation or something in here? Well, that's not exactly reassuring.
I never saw this place.
Really?
I just got an achievement for
Oh,
coming
right.
here, so...
Yeah. You'll notice the achievement is Secret World, which was So in Metroid 1, there were various spaces where you could get out of bounds and into a room that
Look
didn't
what it's
exist.
doing. It's
What?
doing the scrolling like.
Oh my god!
Yeah, yeah. No, these areas are wild.
So it's mimicking hardware limitation issues on the edges.
Okay,
Yes.
that is.
But the
Okay, I've got to go back in there.
the deal was that you would go out of bounds in the original Metroid and wind up in just garbage memory, and there would be these really, really weird areas that were kind of mixes of sections of areas you'd already been and just like garbage. And the people who played the original Metroid 1 called them secret worlds. And that is the only community that's ever used secret worlds to describe out of bounds areas.
I did that once in Alex Kidd in Miracle World, and was never able to replicate it again as a kid.
Nice.
It also like crashed very quickly after I got into the secret world.
Yeah, the Metroid ones are relatively stable just because they are like the map data checks out. It's just not actually like.
Yeah,
It's
Check
just
this
not.
out. It's also doing the black is actually transparent thing from.
oh, that's great.
Oh yeah.
That's really good.
So yeah, they're deliberately putting
Wow.
in artifacts
Okay,
from.
that's really good. I like that.
Okay, I'm just going to... Geocom asks, does Axiom Verge get a Justin Bailey outfit too then? And I'm just going to... Spoilers? Yes.
Interesting.
I'm just going to say this is one of my few disappointments in the game as someone who is potentially interested in the idea of seeing a male character in a Speedo.
I'm just gonna travel the game like this from now on.
Great, perfect.
It amuses me.
So, Metroid 2, an interesting thing about that was that the it had secret worlds that, like Metroid 1, had stable, because it was just like, it's reading non-map data as if it were map data. But, yeah, these areas are actually very hard. The problem is that a significant number of the tiles in the Metroid 2 secret worlds were fatal to touch, so...
So yeah, there's nothing in here is gonna be mandatory.
Right.
I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm really interested in that.
Some of the tiles also glitch out when interacted with in different ways.
But if it's too hard, it's also not.
Is there something stuck in the wall there? I can't
Yeah.
tell if it's intentional.
Yeah, it's one of the runny guys.
Nice. Oh no.
Ah!
Good move, Miguel.
Oh, can I get in there, I wonder? No.
Geocom, I don't think I've seen that one, but there's a very good, Super Mario Land 2 task that does something similar. It turns out it's very, very easy to get out of bounds in Mario Land 2.
Oh, I guess because you have like weird mobility.
Actually, no, because of
Oh.
a very specific programming error.
Huh.
Yeah, so here you've got like the little hanging things, but they're not attached to anything.
Yeah, no. This is really
It's
neat.
good. Or over here
That's-
on the right, you'll notice you have
Shit.
that, but also
You know.
you have
yeah.
nothing. You have nothing at all. You have just a section of level that is violating the level design rules of the game. And this thing over here, there's nothing that's particularly special about it. It's just it's following level design rules of the game, but not completely. So Mario, hold on. Mario Land 2 has one very specific unfortunate bug where if you leave a level on the same frame you go through a pipe and then you re-enter the level, you enter the level in going down a pipe state and you just clip right through the floor. And in some levels, this takes you to the room underneath you. But in other levels, there is no room underneath you, so it just takes you somewhere.
You know, place.
Oh, it takes you to place, alright.
You don't want to go to place.
Come visit scenic place.
Oh, fuck off.
Spider wants to take you to place.
I mean, I don't think they're actually hitting you, though, is the thing.
I don't care.
You got real lucky there.
No, I don't
was
think so. I
still-
think those enemies are like very much like they're supposed to stay in the middle of their arc.
Okay. I like the way these are like following patterns of places I've been. But then
That is
breaking
also
them,
like the
it's-
logic of
Yeah,
Super
no.
Worlds.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just pulling in old,
Yeah.
like, actual room data.
But then, like, the rooms don't, like, plug together in the correct way,
Right.
for example.
So far this section hasn't been that much harder than the other stuff. Like I've actually managed to regain my health.
This does not use the respawn rules from like any NES game. It's a little more fair. So if you kill everything in a room, go out, go immediately back in, everything will still be dead.
Check
Yeah.
out the half fan.
We actually found an area at one point where
Oh, that's good.
we found an area at one point where Miguel actually left the room halfway through killing an enemy, and it didn't even heal itself.
Yeah. They will, like, I think you have to just go an extra room out, but it's like, it's much more fair, I feel like.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Does this area use the respawn rules? I don't think it does, but that would be unusually mean if it did.
Yeah, I don't know, that feels, it would be weird if they took away a quality of life improvement,
Yeah.
even if it is like a Metroid accurate quality of life
That
improvement.
was a jump by mistake and managed to dodge it.
Nice.
In a way that looked really like intentional and clever.
Hey, what happens if you look at the map right now?
It just shows me the room I'm in.
Nice.
Hmm.
Skillgun, we are in the secret world. Which is to say, we're out of bounds.
Oh,
We are
okay,
in
I'm
an
gonna check
artifact
up
of the
there
breach.
just to see.
Is what,
So yeah, there, they didn't respawn when I...
cool.
Yep. Because this game is not.
Also, I like the blue hearts. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's-
Okay, so this is the first real branch I've seen.
Hold on one second.
So I can't. One thing that's interesting about this is I cannot glitch things in this mode.
Oh, that's interesting. This place is already glitched?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't glitch that?
Nope.
Just-
I've noticed it like trying a few different enemies.
I really like the design in these areas because they don't feel designed. They
Oh
feel...
no, I can. Okay.
Okay. These feel plausibly like... There's something that's really interesting about like areas in games that don't feel authored or don't feel like they're for you. Like video games are weird in that literally everything in them is created for your benefit or with an eye to how does it affect you as the player. But then like there's like certain games that like feel like they're violating that. Like Portal. I feel like the backstage areas in Portal really don't feel like they're for you or they're meant to be explored, or like they don't seem to follow, like when you're playing a video game, like areas have a sort of logic to them because like a level designer wouldn't do certain things. A level designer wouldn't waste time on like creating a corridor that doesn't go anywhere, for example. But like the backstage areas in Portal, like you don't feel like you have that guarantee.
What I get?
Weapon range.
Okay.
You can crouch walk, but you're still 2 tiles tall.
Is that just for purposes of aiming a weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when I'm exploring these areas, I don't feel like I can like use my knowledge of how level design works to make assumptions about what's going to happen next.
So there's nothing mandatory in these areas because these are like
Yeah.
hidden secrets that, and like I went the whole game without realizing this existed.
You found out the hidden secrets, I imagine, right?
Like other hidden secrets, but not this particular like secret world thing.
There's a lot of non-mandatory content in this game, and I'm just going to say there are certain things in this game that I have. There are rabbit holes in this game I never found the bottom of.
Oh, I love pieces of art.
There's like Christine commented on a couple things like this thing is going to pay off later. There's a few things in this game that I'm pretty sure pay off at a point I haven't found yet.
I was gonna say with the Portal thing, the interesting is that you're like saying they aren't meant to feel awful. There's also like a deliberateness in that.
There is.
They still follow a lot of the like good 3D level design rules about lighting and
But it's also
materials
specifically
and such.
because like they are contrasted with like things that are in universe
Yeah.
engineered game design
Exactly.
areas.
Yeah, no.
I actually feel like Breath of the Wild has a very similar thing, because Breath of the Wild has a dichotomy between areas which in universe were authored as puzzles and areas that are just sort of wild. Like I feel like a big part of what makes that sort of unintentional level design is like whether it's willing to put in unnecessary elements. Like a thing that Breath of the Wild does that Portal doesn't do very much is just have entire areas that serve no purpose at all. Like you can get into an area and it's just there to exist there, right?
It's a feeling that if you wander around Shadow of the Colossus, it's full of that.
Yeah.
And not many games feel like that. Was one of the things I felt really interesting about wandering in Breath of the Wild. Was the amount that it felt like exploring Shadow of the Colossus, where it's just like, I found this little grotto that's very authored, but also has no purpose.
It feels like the world would exist even if you weren't there, right?
Yeah.
Like, well, why is this here? Well, there's this.
And also, that's not important to you. Like, you could go there. There's a thing that you could see, but it wouldn't help me to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I've explored every branch of this now.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah.
So I may as well.
Fall on your sword. The controls in this game, Miguel was saying that like he likes the jumps a lot more.
Yeah,
a lot tighter.
It plays a lot more like Contra in terms of its movement.
There are too many buttons.
Yeah. No, the one problem I've been having is that because it has a lot of stuff that's built around aiming in different directions, and I'm playing it on a dual stick controller, I keep hitting this when I mean to change the direction that I'm aiming. And I'm not sure whether that would break things or not. Oh yeah, I've got a boss to fight.
You totally have a boss to fight.
Boss time.
So, like, very early in Earthbound, you go in somewhere and there's a guy who says, I am just an ordinary guy. I have no useful items or tips to give you. What? Don't you think doesn't it make sense that a guy like me would be hanging out in a place like this? And it's funny because that's the only thing in the game that isn't there for your amusement or help. It's just pointing out, like, people live here, you know.
Ah! Whoa!
Oh, crap.
I love that it zooms out.
Demon, Athos say, kill!
Oh, it is doing some really weird warping on that
Yeah.
enemy. Works within the glitch aesthetic.
Here goes nothing. So a thing that I don't think you noticed, the screen resolution of this game has been changing the entire time. It actually zooms in and out depending on what I assume Thomas Happ thought was like a good balance of like showing off the art versus letting you see more of the level.
Interesting. Something that I love that we can kind of do now just because more people play on large screen TVs compared to the era, like a big TV was like a 24-inch TV when the NES was current.
Yeah.
Like that was a large.
That was large. God, I would have killed for a 24-inch.
But you could, like, this would not work on the NES. You'd be way too
No, you
small.
wouldn't be able to see a goddamn thing.
But yeah, I love that we can now work with these sort of spaces with older
Yeah.
styles of games, and it still works. Okay.
A thing I've been wanting to try for a while is trying to fit like the Metroid 1 map at like an actual like 1-to-1 pixel size on a 1080p monitor. Or maybe like the original Metroid app with like 1 tile per pixel and see if you can fit the entire game on a screen at once.
Oh, I should notice something. There I go again, trying to, Nice.
I love how disgusting this boss is.
Oh, nice.
What?
That.
Oh.
Except you took away the...
Yeah, whoops. I didn't mean to. Shit.
Changing the environment has
Yeah.
a very specific effect. But it's still all about, like, exploiting hitboxes.
Okay.
Like, I feel like the consequences of that are still very consistent with the weapon pattern of getting the angle just right.
Oh, this game is super smart.
There are a lot of things it does very right.
Oh, weird. It's also in, like, when I destroy those, it's like they weren't supposed to be destroyed, because you can see the background through them.
Oh, huh.
Huh.
I don't
Yeah.
know if that's intentional.
You don't remember.
That feels intentional to me. Like, I would expect it to have biological stuff there.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that that last arm is going to have the ability to change glitch blocks back. I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh, maybe not. Okay, that can't be damaged.
Well, there's still a glitch block.
Ah.
Hold L1.
Yeah, no, I am.
Yeah.
I still go to that.
Fair. It's I've never liked that. I didn't like it.
I don't know if it gained anything by not letting you just move while shooting in different directions.
Try going to the options. There might be a.
In that particular case, you wouldn't be able to do it while shooting in different directions because you just walk right off that tiny platform.
Yeah, but I mean in terms of like why the control scheme is.
Oh,
the way it
yeah,
is.
not the dual stick. Yeah, I don't know.
But it might not be
Game
because.
bad config. Equals cross pad.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
That would be like a pretty specific type of remapping.
And it would give you a new ability, which is the
Yeah.
ability to walk. But I don't know if the game breaks with that ability.
I'm inclined to say no, but I feel like none of these encounters are designed like to need it.
I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of the individual enemy encounters are all about move carefully into place to get a shot and then do the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. No, not interesting. You can already see parts of the background through it.
Yeah.
That's so maybe it's glitchy, like it's supposed to be glitchy as a design.
I am sincerely going to question whether this is a bug specific to the PlayStation version. 'Cause I don't.
Oh yeah.
The Axiom Disruptor does more damage.
Yeah, no, I know.
Disrupts your fundamental assumptions.
Oh no! I think I figured out what's going on here, and it's kind of gross a little bit.
What do you think is going on?
Kill that last thing and I'll tell you. Or maybe. I'm not sure, but I think body, big hole, spot. No, this is disconnected.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
That's really. You could imagine this is its neck, but then how's it keeping itself up? If these two things were connected, like, oh my god, this is just its gross spine.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it.
Can you hit the brain?
If you crouch on the platform right behind you, maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I think it's one of the high up one.
No.
Oh, no, Wayne isn't it.
What about those orbs that are shooting at you? Can you shoot those?
Yeah, let me see if I can, let me just switch to something with a bit more of a spread shot, so I can experiment a bit with, okay, yeah, none of that does damage. Okay, those can't be damaged. Okay.
Oh, now the extra things. I think there was a rendering error.
Yeah, this is more what I remember seeing.
Yeah, I mean,
It's funny that with this game, you can't tell when
Yeah.
you get a genuine glitch and you're just trying
Yeah.
to
I was.
how it fits
It,
into the world.
this didn't feel like the kind of glitch the game tends toward. You
No,
know?
that is true.
Like, these things are slightly violating NES rules, but I think that's for presentation effect rather than being because they're, you know, reality aggregations.
I was thinking, like, as it goes in, things are getting glitchier and glitchier, so...
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
This is interesting. If I hit one, it damages just it. If I hit both,
It's interesting.
it damages
Yeah.
the whole thing. compare that to. Oh, I still managed to hit it. Oh. Oh, there.
So I'm going. When you hit this point, this is the kind of thing that is not super interesting because it's like, it's not hard.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Oh shit! Fuck.
Oh. Please stop saying things like it's not hard.
I was gonna say it just takes a while, and if you fuck up at all while you're doing it, you have to start over.
On the other hand, they've set you up so that if you know how to glitch the system, it's a more of a puzzle.
This one is This is like a non-irritating kind of puzzle. It's not like
No, it's neat.
guess
It's
what you have to
you've
do.
got all
It's
these
still
tools.
long though. Like I feel
Yeah.
like that's the thing. In all these cases, you've demonstrated you know how to exploit it, and now it's just taking too long. Like I feel
guess
like you
if
could cut the HP it was had by 10, and like it would still be good.
If this were a speed run, then it would suddenly become interesting because it would be all about how do you get the quick kill. But
Right.
if you have doing a speed run for it to be interesting, that's a problem.
That's funny, I've been playing Monster Hunter World, and all of the hunts in Monster World are timed, which I think is partially to be like, okay, how can you do this within the time limit? And get maybe some of the other things you want to do
Well,
as well.
time limits also like force you to play smart.
Yeah,
rather than
building
just, like,
building time. Designing the game as a speed run is very different from a game which is only interesting when you're playing it fast for no
Yeah.
specific reason.
You have to just like slowly have a tour of every possible shade of red.
I still play a lot of Spelunky, and like there's kind of a trade-off when you get to high level play of like, do you want to play fast or do you want to play for a lot of money? But there's a thing where the game doesn't really reward you for playing fast, but it really, really does reward you for having a lot of money all the time. So like, I don't ever wind up speedrunning. I just wind up...
Doesn't it like not sponsor Pennsylvania here?
It rewards you in terms of if you are playing fast, you won't get the dark room. The dark rooms suck and are hard, but that's only a probability it's going to happen at all.
Finally.
Maybe diving the cannon.
That's what I'm thinking.
Can you hit its mouth?
Oh wait. Maybe when it shoots. No, they haven't done anything that's that timing.
Oh, the mouth.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which still has that... I didn't even notice this until Christine pointed it out in this playthrough. There's that little tiny head in there.
I didn't notice that until this playthrough either. This might be Axiom structure.
Yeah. Have you considered disrupting the Axiom? I do like how this particular like weapon it's using is not really that
No,
harmful.
it ducks
but-
under.
Oh,
and it's great.
Okay.
I do like how
Well,
the
that
big
sucks.
gun is like, it's not really that much of a threat, but oh my god, it's scary.
Oops. I said that and then I didn't switch.
Nice. Just like 20 minutes of watching a sphincter clench eternally.
one shot.
Yeah.
Try that out. Here.
Don't run off. Don't run off.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you could actually just
Yeah.
run from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tip, stream.
Yeah, so it is rewarding you for being smarter, but only by saving time, which is so gross. Miguel?
Oh, that hurts?
That hurts.
Oh, okay.
Miguel, acid is bad for you.
I thought it was delicious acid. Friendly acid.
We need to talk.
Sugar is bad for your teeth.
Wait, what?
Got some bad news about bread, Miguel.
It turns out bread is made entirely of poison.
I got your Scott Pilgrim reference.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, there's a...
I
I don't live here. I only saw the movie. I say I do live here.
I was referencing the movie and not
Oh.
the comics.
I've completely forgotten whatever you're talking about.
he still can't get it.
What is this bullshit?
It's bullshit. That's what it is. Normal aspect ratio.
Oh yeah, this is what this... Whoa. Okay, so something to let me get through this type of material in some way.
Hopefully this is the power filter that Elsinova was talking about? Yes, I still need some time for poison to clear, but I will be okay now. Are you well enough to tell me what's going on? Yes, but it is a long story. I'm listening. There are two sides to the universe, World Stream and Breach. Breach is like storm, deadly, cannot be passed. This planet, Sudra, is designed to keep Breach in check. But then, many years in past, a man came through. His name is Athatos. Athatos is a pattern mind, powerful manipulator. He infected all of Sudra with pathogen. Only we survive, Rusalki, like me. To trap us, he used Breach Attractor. Breach surrounds entire world now, and we cannot leave. But Athatos' win. Soon he will destroy us and enter rest of World Stream. Trace, my sister, Ophelia, find you in Breach. Only you, no other, can stop Athatos. She found me in this breach. What exactly does that mean? Unfortunately, I am not knowing. Only Ophelia entered Breach, and she is damaged. Okay, so why me? This whole Chosen One story doesn't inspire much confidence.
Shade on that.
Only Ophelia knows. This is my next task also. Enable repair drones to fix Ophelia and other Rusalka. Ophelia has way to circumvent pathogen, which you will want. Am I in danger, or could I already be infected and not know it? Pathogen is now in all creatures here, but you can heal inside egg. So, maybe not. Thanks for being so forthcoming about all this. I'll help you, not that it seems like there's a choice. But I'm going to expect some answers from your friend. Okay, go. I am always watch you. If you need me, call. God, these machines.
Good sound for this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lab coat.
Lab coat. Lab coat. Modified lab coat. Double tap and hold while pressing across a wall to teleport across. It's an old lab coat, like from the laser lab. The inner layer is different. It looks biomechanoid, like my gun. How the hell did it get here?
It's a lab coat. That's all lab coats can do that.
Oh, that's interesting.
You can now glitch through walls. So it's 11:42. I don't know how much longer we'll keep
get
playing.
the thingy.
Yeah, get the thingy.
Thingy.
But oh my gosh, I like this.
Yeah, I really like.
I've got a number of things to say right now. You did not make the mistake I made in this room.
So it's a double tap.
Yeah, I'm doing. I hate double tapping as a control mechanism.
I feel like this is the first like
Yeah,
truly weird thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like,
that's
changing enemy behaviors is kind of weird, but that's not like super inconsistent with what you expect. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like the ice beam changes behaviors, albeit in a pretty
Yeah,
boring
yeah.
way. But this is just, you know, you see these little walls, and like in
Yeah.
Metroid, you see a wall like this, and you're like, okay, time to speed booster.
Yeah. Well, so the thing is, the thing for me is that, like, Super Metroid, right, is all about you go through a space, and then you get an item that recontextualizes spaces. It changes how you interact with spaces. So suddenly, like, oh, hey, I couldn't jump very high, but now I can. Or, oh, hey, I couldn't get through a narrow passageway, but now I can. The problem is, you have played 6 Metroid games at this point, and
Right.
mainline Metroid never adds new verbs. Whereas this game has a lot of things like, there's no, like, you're playing through this, and you're looking for things that, you're either looking for things that you'd expect from other games, but there's some things in here that just don't resemble any other game. That's one of the reasons that I compare this to,
I like the secondary animation the lab coat gives the character.
yeah, no, it's actually pretty cool looking. Like, you're not
I mean,
thinking
it's
when
still
you're first
no
playing
Alucard
through this in
cave,
terms
but-
of, you see, like, a line of walls, you're going to be able to go through that. You weren't, like, using your genre literacy you got from playing a bunch of Metroid games to know what you're going to have to do.
Although, like, you see one early on, you're like, there's a power behind it. There's got to be something that lets you.
I didn't...
But by putting a
maybe it's
special
not
type
happening,
of thing there, it made me think, oh, I get something that gets.
Yeah.
Like I said, there must be something.
But
that's
it waited to
destroyed
do
now.
that until like 2 rooms before you got it, right? It took me a very long... So when I hit this point, I was like, oh my god, what have I been missing? It just recontextualized the entire game, but I haven't, like, every time I see, like, the big areas of glitches, I'm like, well, clearly I get a power to get me through there.
Yeah.
But you
But I
haven't
haven't-
been making a mental model of the
Exactly.
one tile wide wall.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, there's 1 or 2 places, I'm like, well, that was a little bit suspicious. Maybe that's an example, but I'm like, I'm gonna have to re-explore this whole game to... That's cool. So can I, I think since... I don't know how far I want to play, but since we're close to out of time, can I go on a little bit about the writing in this game?
Sure.
Because I feel weird about the writing in this game, because I really, really, really like the writing on El Senova.
Yeah.
I don't like the writing on Trace. Trace is just weird, right? Trace just got a lab coat, but the inside is like slimy, like skin.
I feel like it's a bad.
And he just
detail.
reacts like,
It's-
well, this is kind of gross, huh? He's like, he's kind of very sort of like someone being kind of very chill about being in weird H.R. Geiger world is like kind of a cool thing, but he's like so unnaturally chill that it almost kind of like makes the entire thing seem more mundane than it really is.
I feel like it makes it worse because it's not like that. Because the mood is everything. Like,
yeah.
He doesn't feel super congruent with the mood. Like,
No,
No.
he really doesn't. Whereas El Senova totally does. El Senova is a great character. I really like El Senova. I also want to note something. I'm going to give I'm going to note something very, very... I'm going to note one or two things from later on that don't say anything. There is a later scene... So, Elsinova described herself as a Rusalka, right?
Yeah.
This turns out to be Russian for water spirit.
Oh, interesting.
Later in the game, mild spoilers, Trace asks her straight out, what is a Rusalka? She says, you don't have a word for it. The closest translation is water machine. She, at an earlier point, referred to your mind machines with the red thing. Elsinova is speaking this kind of broken English, which is a little bit like, okay, well, she's an alien or something. She's speaking Russian. Her native language is Russian. I don't have any idea why.
It's good. Like,
It's
I
good.
like that as a detail. I feel like that has charm in a way that I would just cut all of Trace's dialogue. It doesn't...
There's a reason Gordon Freeman doesn't talk.
There's a reason Gordon Freeman doesn't talk.
I mean, I do kind of like the idea of, like, someone being kind of like, I don't know what to do, but okay, but also being just a little bit like, well, okay, I'll talk to him. Another one of these? Hello, miss, are you awake? Trace, that is Veruska. She is in great need of repair drones. She is very dangerous, but is our ally. Dangerous? I mean, I figured you were sort of networked supercomputers or something. No. Our word is Rusalki. It is like water machine? But we have all been damaged. The situation you see is emergency. If you can enable repair drones, it will greatly help. But isn't power filter good enough? That is bare minimum for survival. Okay, hang in there. Whatever you are, I'm not about to let you die without a fight. Thank you. Someone says, but how does her native language in Russian explain substitute machine for spirit? She doesn't speak English very well. And I'm not completely certain native language is Russian, but just spoilers, later in the game, you encounter a bunch of Russian text. Just straight up Russian. But I'm guessing that
Hey,
however...
no more spoilers.
Sorry.
Something I find interesting is that like they're definitely setting up things where you have expectations because of Metroid.
Yeah.
Of how things are going to work, but I'm pretty certain they're not going to work. Same forms, different verbs. And different solutions. Okay, looks like there's something I can do up there.
Probably should drop into the same place 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not real Russian, it's fake Russian.
Oh, so somebody's saying it's fake Russian?
No, I mean, I asked Thomas Happ if it's real Russian, he said no, it's fake Russian. But you encounter Cyrillic text later in the game.
Oh.
Also, the reason why I didn't think it was a spoiler is I have no idea why there's Cyrillic text. None.
Yeah, actually, so much of this is the atmosphere and surprise.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries. Just telling you when I feel like it's too much knowledge.
Okay.
Too much knowledge. I do like that. I kind of like that as a movement puzzle. The things that interfere with your movement just enough.
Yeah.
Like, it could be a little bit too obscure, but I didn't... God, it's such a weird verb.
This fucking room. We're back. In the room that sucks. It's also like you're not used to thinking that way, right?
No.
Yeah.
no video game has ever trained you to think about one block wide walls are passable.
And that's how I get that one. Cool.
I think when I got to this point, and you see this, you're like, there's a 3 block wide wall. I think I was assuming you were going to get like a level editor or something.
Well, I think that pattern meant something. Like, there's all these other things that could feel... I'm gonna go to the save spot. Hello, egg.
Woo.
No, I'm really liking this so
Yeah.
far. Like, the action stuff is a lot better tuned than a lot of what we've been playing. And then, like, it's doing... All the keys are interesting in this.
Yeah.
And, like, are about the geometry in smart ways. Whereas, like, that was sort of something that was, like, so hit and miss in the Metroid.
Yeah,
It's like,
definitely.
that's a really good one, that's kind of a shitty one.
And I do feel like in general, like the big problem that I feel like with Metroid is that it doesn't iterate enough. Like they
Yeah,
iterate
no.
a little bit, and
And now they're like, these are the powers you always get.
Yeah.
Honestly, Metroid needs, like, it needs a Breath of the Wild take. It needs
Yeah.
a, like, okay.
it really does. Like I feel like it's unfortunate that like Fusion was like their end point because like that was like them sort of being willing to mess it up, but still,
Yeah.
like even then, your mobility does not change.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
also a thing where like both mainline Metroids and a surprising number of like indie Metroidvanias, they don't break out the weird stuff until the end, right? You have the game like 3/4 of the way through, it's like, I'm playing Metroid. I just got a series of items I recognize from Metroid, and at the end they're like, here's our one weird, gimmicky power up. Whereas this diverges early, and it keeps diverging early.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like the you also early on get the like the high jump, but that's the one like
Yeah.
that's the
And-
one gimme.
And I'm
Which
like,
is- that's
high
fine.
jump is an okay power, because it changes
Yeah.
the way the game feels from then on,
Yeah.
and it's a very natural way of bridging.
Yeah.
What I hate as a power up is when is like giving you a double jump in order to do that.
Yeah.
That feels like
But to me, the problem there isn't the double jump, it's usually the level design doesn't support it, which
Yeah.
we've discussed in a whole bunch of other
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
One thing I will say, I feel like Trace's original jump feels very clunky. Like the jump that he starts with does not feel right with the mechanics, whereas like the high jump really,
Yeah, no, it definitely feels better now.
yeah.
But that's often, like,
yeah,
basically,
better that than the other way around.
if a game allows for a high jump, I add the high jump modifier to pretty much anything. Towerfall, we have extra long dashes for that purpose. Unreal Tournament was always give everyone, like, higher jumps.
Yeah,
Everything's better with higher jumps.
Well, I do feel like I don't know. There was that thing with that like that very tall room in the the area with the wailing, where you miss your jumps and then suddenly you fall back all the way to the bottom. That can be interesting. Like if it's forcing you to be deliberate about your movement,
Yeah.
it's not always a bad thing.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Like not to say that like Castlevania 1, like that's the wrong end of that
yeah.
equation.
A
but
good idiom is an idiom that Nintendo was very good at in the Super Nintendo era was power-ups that enable passage through some areas you couldn't pass through before, and enables faster passage through areas that you could
Yeah.
get through before.
No, that's, La Mulana.
Oh my god!
I'm trying to remember
yeah.
the double jump. La Mulana is crazy because it has, like, Ghosts and Goblins jumping.
Yeah.
It does some interesting stuff with that. Like, a lot of the puzzles wouldn't work within the screen size if it had not that style of
True.
jump, but that game is hard.
It's very hard. Even the remake is very hard.
Yeah, no, I haven't actually played the original. I've only played
The original is
the remake, but the remake it was
Humans
like this is
cannot
like
play the original.
Nintendo hard and also text adventure hard puzzles.
Yep.
I kind of love that it is like so deliberately
Yeah.
what it is. Anyways,
Yeah.
we should end. We'll be back next week most likely with more Axiom Verge, or maybe we'll just do Axiom Verge.
I think so.
Get
Yeah.
through it at a reasonable number, because I looked at how long it would take to win, and if we did it as a half game, we'd be here for another few months. So yeah, we'll be back with more Axiom Verge.
Yeah. Thanks for
And
joining.
I do want to say one thing, which
Yeah.
is that I was hard on Trace, so I do want to say when he met Ophelia, he immediately called her politely Miss, and I really have to respect a guy who is willing to, be polite and correctly gender you, even though you are a giant stone head embedded in a wall. It's very relatable.
Also, not assume your marital status, which is
It's true,
I
it's true.
appreciate that.
See y'all.